There is an epidemic in old school RuneScape that has gained a lot of popularity the last couple of years, and no, it's not botting, that's a problem too. But I'm talking about a grand exchange scam as old as time, the pump and dump. Recently, I've noticed an explosion in the amount of discussion online about RuneScape investing, and alongside that, we are getting a huge influx in pump and dump scams. So what is a pump and dump scam? Well, it's pretty simple. Step 1, you stock up on an asset in RuneScape that would just be an item. Step 2, you use your influence to artificially pump up the price of that item. And then you dump it on your naive followers. You make a bunch of money and everyone else is left holding the bag. Now, when people think of pump and dump scams in RuneScape, they probably are harkening back to the 2007 era where a bunch of people would join a clan chat and they would all together artificially pump up a seemingly kind of random item. Like, honestly, looking at some of these old merchantine clans, it's kind of hilarious. Like, we're pumping up stews. Why are we pumping up stews? What's the point? Or strength ammies, like, sure, I guess. It's hilariously transparent that these clan chats were pump and dumps. Like, there's no real justification as to why the item would go up. Everyone is just in the clan chat hoping they're not the ones that get burned. But it's a closed system. It's literally just scamming people in the clan chat. But then again, that was almost 20 years ago. People were probably like 12, brains not developed. That is the most direct, raw version of a pump and dump scam. And in modern times, these kind of clans get shut down relatively quickly. Albeit they still exist, probably just in private Discord servers and whatnot. In 2025 though, the pump and dump is a lot more subtle and can be done by just a single person. In 2025, a pump dump scam could come from anywhere. Most commonly, it's a Reddit post. It could be on Discord, it could be a screenshot you see somewhere, it could be a YouTube video, it could be this YouTube video. The point of this video is not to accuse anyone of anything, because I have no idea if any of these images or people had intent to pump an item and to sell it nefariously, but the point is to just be aware that the RuneScape market is incredibly susceptible to influences as benign as Reddit. These always have been popular in RuneScape, but in 2025, I see them everywhere. It seems like so many people on Reddit are shilling an item intentionally or sometimes unintentionally, but it's everywhere. And I think it comes down to just how much popular investing in the real stock market has gotten. The rise of crypto has also normalized investing to a lot of people and normalized, the scammy nature of crypto as well. And that, I think, is just kind of transferring over to the RuneScape economy. Now, once again, I'm going to reiterate, I don't think any specific image I have here is a pump and dump necessarily. I think people should be able to have fun investing in essentially RuneScape meme stocks. I'm just putting this out here for the general audience that might not be super in tune with the RuneScape market and how inflated some of these items might be. Now, what does this look like in practice? Often we're looking at people posting on Reddit, either just a subtle opinion of theirs, it could just be a meme, or it could just be an image of a giant item stack. If it can be subtle enough and cast a wide net and could get hundreds or even thousands of people roped in, even something like a meme can be incredibly effective. Or a screenshot of a JMod, that is a common one. People have faked Discord screenshots before too, so it's like they don't even have to post real information. For example, recently somebody posted this screenshot, which I believe is a real screenshot, of Mod Goblin saying that they're going to wrap up checks on mixology bots, wilderness boss bots, and perilous moon bots. Now, is this someone posting just to get the information out there? Possibly. Or is it someone posting because they already stocked up on a bunch of Aldarium? Who knows, maybe. Now, most of the bag pumping I see on GE Street Bets, and at that point, if you're on that Reddit, you just gotta be aware that that's a distinct possibility. It's a RuneScape item investing Reddit. There's gonna be people shilling their investment, but it does make it onto the main 2007 Scape Reddit as well. Like, for example, here's a post from 4 days ago. Now again, I'm not calling anyone out here. I have no idea. They could just be posting this. I'm just saying these are the things you might want to look out for. With 2k upvotes, someone posted, Jagex, the new Avernic Tread, should permanently destroy Pegasian, Primordial, and Eternal Boots when upgrading them. Here's why. They gave their reason, and so many of the comments are like, how many crystals have you invested in? This is about with 2k upvotes. and even YouTube videos. Those are also a possible medium for pumping an item. Now, I don't really want to call out other YouTubers, so let's look at my own videos here. I cover the market. I make videos specifically on a market analysis. It would be ludicrously easy to pump up a specific item and dump it on you guys. Now, I'm also going to tell you that I honestly don't do that, but I notice items I covered in my videos, even those I don't specifically say to invest in, which is almost never, those items still jump up when I make a video. I literally have to go out of my way not to cover sometimes items that I have invested in, so I don't accidentally pump up my own investment. So when you watch YouTube videos, you also want to be careful. Now in 2007, items that would often be pumped were literally anything and everything because it didn't matter. It was so direct. There was just a bunch of people pumping up an item. They were dumping it directly on the people in the clan chat. So as long as you had enough willing, susceptible people, it honestly did not matter what item you picked. Nowadays though, pump and dump scams are kind of reliant on more subtle social influence, so they kind of have to pick a realistic item. Now probably one of the most common types of shilling I see is when somebody just picks an item that is a commonly discussed item, but their logic, they're literally reaching into the stratosphere. If you think about it for 1 second, that doesn't make that much sense. They're hoping people to see the post, don't think about it, maybe invest in that item. Someone might be shilling an item that has already increased a bunch and they're just trying to get exit liquidity for their bad investment. That's a really common one. People shilling items just to try to save an investment they made. People often try to shill heavily botted items because they can easily just post on Reddit under the guise of trying to fix bots, and lots of people do that genuinely, but some are trying to get bots banned just to pump up their investment. Common items I see in this category are blood shards, enhanced crystal teleport seeds, dragon bones, wilderness items, recently mixology items, tormented demons. There's so many items that fall in this category. And another popular one is posting about perceived underpowered items. This has happened a lot of times, but a very infamous one was with Torag's hammers, where people will post an AstroTurf Reddit about a item that needs to be buffed, and eventually, if Jagex reads it enough, they might think of actually making that change, causing an item to skyrocket. Now, some pretty common items I see in this category are people trying to pump up the Tenal Sticks of Ralos. It's an item that doesn't have a lot of use, and they're like coming up with all these justifications why it might be useful at the Delve boss, or why it might have been useful at Yama. For Magic, we have the Harmonized Orb. That one, every single update, people are like, this is the one. This is the time when Jagex is adding in a massive elemental weakness on a new boss. Maybe, but the Soul Flame Horn is now going to that category where they're like, surely Jagex will make a change to it. It's not impossible, but I wouldn't park all your money there just because of someone else's opinion on Reddit. Now, why is this so dangerous? Well, in my opinion, it's more dangerous than the merchanting clan chats because it's kind of just everywhere. It's not affecting people who just specifically decided to join one of these clan chats. Anyone who's thought of making a RuneScape investment is unknowingly influenced by the astroturfing on Reddit and other social medias. The main reason it's bad is because tons of people lose money doing this. And yes, you can make the argument that it's their own fault, that they should have done their own research. But the problem is when it's so subtle, people think they're doing their own research, but it's actually someone who has ulterior motives. It's incredibly easy to lose money investing in random items, especially ones that people tend to shill. Those are highly volatile, probably have already been pumped up or are overvalued. So if you're seeing everyone talk about an item, it's likely the worst item you could possibly invest in because it's probably overhyped at this point. So that's all to say that you should just be cognizant of what people's angles are. You should still enjoy people's videos on YouTube. You should still watch my market recaps. You can still sort Reddit by new and read all the random ass posts there, but just don't make all your financial decisions based on them. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. I just thought I'd make a quick video on this because I've seen it so much. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.